kind of going off with what you're just talking about with prospects, not everyone is going to pan out. One of them who has gotten up to the league and has pretty much panned out and been exactly what national fans had hoped for. And over his last 15 games, James Wood batting .358, 19 hits, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs. In your mind, how good can this kid be? Because it feels like every time I look up, even if he's getting out, it's 112 off the bat. It's just these ridiculous exit velocities. It's just so much fun to watch. In your eyes and from what you've seen, what's this kid's potential like?
I mean, his potential is huge. I don't think you've even seen the full scope of it, right? I think obviously when you're looking at, you were talking about how hard he's hitting the ball right now. I'm pretty sure if he was a qualified like batter, I think he'd only be behind like Aaron Judge, Shohei, and Juan Soto, which is like pretty good company to be in, right? So I think like obviously when you're looking at like how he's hitting the ball with authority. He's doing it over and over again. It's not something that's happened for like a week or so. It's happening at a high rate. I think one of the most impressive things to me is that he's hitting the ball for a ton of power, and he's not even pulling the ball he's not even pulling the ball, which is like the most impressive part to me. He has all this opposite field power that he's developing. And like obviously you get your biggest power when you're hitting and you're pulling the ball. He's not even doing that yet. He's not even pulling the ball in the air, and he's still hitting the way he's hitting. And so when you look at his potential, like as he develops and learns how the league is going to pitch him, how to approach those at bats, seeing pitches for a second and third time versus the first time, like I think the sky's the limit for him. I think like he has superstar potential. I really do believe that. I think he's a very underrated prospect. And if you even look at how much he grew from this offseason, obviously the strikeouts were a big deal last year, right? He struck out, I forgot what the total was, 30% of the time maybe. And it was kind of the one knock against him. And then he went to the AAA, a higher level, and cut down that strikeout percentage in half. So obviously the one thing I think he has to work on is not hitting so many ground balls. But I think when you look at his potential, like the potential is kind of limitless with him. And I think he could be a superstar hitter. And even the stats just from this first couple of weeks can kind of show like what he's capable of once he gets everything kind of together.
Yeah, and just real fast, what you just said is average exit velocity is 94.8 miles an hour. And as we've said before, 95 plus is considered hard hit. So if your average ball is a hard hit ball, you're doing something pretty well.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And to go with that, with James Wood, when you're looking at a guy, and this is why when you're saying the Juan Soto trade could end up being the best thing that happened for the Nationals, is that, yes, you might have given up a superstar top 10 player, top 5 hitter for the next 10 years, but you might have found multiple stars. And with James Wood specifically, and when you watch a guy, I tell people all the time, Andrew, if you can learn to hit the ball the other way with authority, that is terrifying. And the fact that that's where it started, and Gunnar Henderson was the exact same way. I got to see Gunnar personally in the minor leagues. You go back and watch a lot of Gunnar Henderson's home runs, oppo tacos, left and right. And then Gunnar started pulling the ball as he started to figure out the major league level. But James Wood is a guy, if you don't know who he is, everybody, he is a player that not only could be the best player on the Washington Nationals, he might be one of the best players in all of baseball in the next 2 to 3 years. That's not blowing smoke. The kid's just that talented and good.